got to be my assistant.
Okay.
Oh. I brought a variety of things.
Anyone from the Ramapough community, if you'd like to come up front and sit here, you're welcome to. Okay.
Is everybody? No. Okay. You need smudge? Yeah, I'm setting it up. Okay. I brought everything. Judy, you want to do the? Hey, how are you, my dear? You're so cute. Was at the game.
Oh, no, what happened?
We should have brought the border collies. If there are any elders here who need a chair, we have extra chairs. So please, you need a chair? Please. And we also, there are some stumps behind us. Should we have the elder men? If some of the I'll probably put you guys to work.
Cell phone announcement. Shut your phones off, please. Unless you want to take pictures. It's okay to take pictures. It's okay to take pictures. And where's Kat?
I'm right here, live. Is this okay?
Kat wants to live stream it. That's fine.
Yeah. Good afternoon. On behalf of Chief Perry, our tribal chief of the Ramapough Nation, my name is Clara Soaring Hawk. I'm the Deer Clan Chief. On behalf of all the Ramapough Clan Chiefs, the Band Chiefs, and our tribal nation, we say welcome. I pray that this day will be one that will be full of remembrance, will be full of power. I trust that everyone will leave with a refreshed frame of mind, heart, spirit. I'd like to introduce Grandmother Nancy, who is going to perform our water ceremony today and songs. I'm going to ask Janet to give you some better background on Grandmother Nancy in a way that she would deserve.
Uh-oh.
Janet, if you please. Well, I told him a little bit, okay? I told him you were on a horse last week. Anyway, she just had her birthday also. Grandmother Nancy Andry, she's living in Connecticut. She's Metis, Algonquin heritage, has been walking the Red Road, the native spiritual path, since she was about 4 or 5 years old. She's had many teachers, very well-known elders over many years, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of those elders are not with us anymore. They're not out there teaching. So she's really kind of a connection to the old ways, and she's been given permission to share these teachings with the wider community. And in 2004, Grandfather William Commanda, who was the last hereditary Algonquin chief, he had very powerful gatherings up in Canada, to the point point where the Dalai Lama came to visit him, and the Kogi elders came to visit him. And he had a very powerful personal challenge, which he survived, and he pledged to the Creator, you know, if you get me through this, if I continue to live, I will do work for you. And so that's what happened. And he was really one of the first traditional people to open his circle to all nations, because that is the prayer. It's for unity. It's for us to return to Mitakuye Oyasin, all my relations. You know, the identity politics, the racism, the genocide, the colonization, all this garbage that we're all still living with. You know, we have to find ways to step forward to healing, peace, and reconciliation. So, so Grandmother Nancy went to these gatherings for many years, and he recently passed away, and he passed away just a few days before the gathering was to happen, and there could be, you know, 3,000 people at this prayer gathering. And so in his true elder way, you know, he passed right before this big gathering where people were coming anyway. So they came to pray and to mourn and to celebrate his life. So in 2004, which I probably said 5 times now, the grandmothers of that community were guided that this water song should be gifted to everyone, to people of all heritages, for all nations, because they foresaw that water was going to be scarce, that the water was under assault from industry, from climate, and so forth. So in their wisdom, what, 2004, how many years ago is that? 13 years ago. 13 years ago, I mean, who thought about water being a problem, okay? Now, you know, we know with fracking, there's aquifers being polluted everywhere and so forth. So they gifted this song to the community, and they instructed people to take it out to the world. So Grandmother Nancy was one of those ambassadors for this water song. And what she's going to share with us today is there's 3 varieties of this song, and also a way to do the ceremony. And she'll explain all that. And anyway, I've known her for many years. I've been helping her. She calls me the elder schlepper because I drive her around, and I'm just really honored to be here to support her today. So, big one.
Hello. I'm so honored to see so many of you out here today. Long ago, I had an amazing teacher. Her name was Louise Wawate. Wawate in Algonquin means Northern Lights. And I bring you today a gift from the women of the Northern Door. For in the Algonquin traditions, the men are the keepers of fire, and the women are the keepers of water, because we are the life bringers. And so I want to just touch on a few things. And I've been taking this water song out for a long time. And in the past year, I've probably traveled more places than in the other 13 years or so that I did it. And it occurred to me, yes, it's really important, it's really powerful for the women to sing this song every day of your life. Our waters are in trouble. They're eating up our aquifers. The wealthy have bought up aquifers in South America. Without water, there is no life. And if we, you know, we already pay for bottled water. I pay for water in the house I live in, and we were charged for water. So if they control the water, there won't be life, and we'd be as slaves. So it's up to everyone, not just the indigenous people who have been telling this to people for years, and people weren't paying attention. But now you're seeing the fracking, you're seeing the pipelines, you're seeing what's happening, you're seeing the constitutional laws constantly be broken, but that's nothing new to Native people, right? Let's face it. Here on this land, these people have been colonized for 500 years. And how wonderful that people have kept these ceremonies, these songs, these legends alive. You know, we all go to a sweat lodge and we feel good about that. And every time you walk in there, you need to remember that people paid an enormous price for us to be able to do these ceremonies. And the prophecies tell us that we'll get another chance to turn it around and live as brothers and sisters, and that the people will come from all four directions. You know, we cannot change the past. We can only affect change for today and a better tomorrow for our children, because we always think 7 generations ahead. So we welcome the allies. When I was at Grandfather's, that I was down, you always have to have a grandmother on the beach when the song is taught. That's the way I was traditionally taught. And I just, for my own edification, I asked how many countries were represented by the women learning the song. There were 17 countries. So today, what I ask you women to do, we're going to teach you the song. Just learning the song isn't enough anymore. Every woman has to know how to facilitate some kind of a water ceremony. So I was in Canada for my birthday. I was lucky. I had a U.S. birthday party and a Canadian birthday party. 80 is starting out to be a pretty good year, let me tell you. And I rode a horse again, so I was happy. So just a few little points of interest. People always wonder why we at ceremony wear skirts. And there's a very good reason for that. And that doesn't mean that people are of gay persuasion or anything, that we're discriminating. Native people never discriminated against gay people or anything. I'm going to give you a short lesson of the skirt. You will notice that in so many Native things that are done, everything's done in a circle. Look at that teepee, it's a circle. When we look at the medicine wheel, it's a circle. When we go in the sweat lodge, it's a circle. So the simus being that whatever is inside of that circle, it's protected. There's always a barrier, a protection that's, you know, the warriors used to silently be out there in the woods so that if anything was coming into the village, there could be an alarm sounded, and people, you know, the men kept their weapons handy if they needed them. So here's a lesson, and I've learned this lesson from Abuela Garcia in Mexico and from my Anishinaabe sister, Faye Hollywood, Charlotte Lake Abajawan, Ontario, Canada. When we ladies wear a skirt, what does it form? It forms a circle. So when we walk across the field and we have our circle around us, and people say, oh, here comes a strong woman, and we have no right to cross that circle unless we're invited. That's really what that skirt represents. Would I ever turn someone away from a ceremony because they didn't have a skirt on? I don't think I personally could do that, but I know traditional reservations where they would. So this is why we wear a skirt. And it's so beautiful to look at the women in all their pretty colored skirts and everything. So I get asked that question a lot, and I get very different reactions about it. So just a short explanation of that. It's part of the women's teaching. So I just wanted to share that with you who are here today, both both the ladies and the men. So today what I bring you is a gift from the daughters of the Northern Door. The people up north in Canada are the keepers of the Northern Door. Other tribes are keepers of the Eastern Door, the Western Door, Southern Door, so forth. And that's all in our teachings. It's a great honor to be here with the Ramapough Lenape Nation people. I haven't had teachers in your tradition, so we can share with each other, because that's the best of all. But I have had Lakota teachers. I've been adopted by a Ojibwe family many, many years ago. And as I said, I started going to Grandfather Commanda's gatherings in 1999. He was the keeper of the 7-fire prophecy belt of the Algonquin-Metis people, the Jay Treaty Belt, which said, you know, the French and the English were going to be our friends. Not so much sometimes. And the other belt, which guaranteed that Native people could cross the border uninhibited. Ha ha ha! Try getting across without your passport or your tribal card. Good luck to you. And that's sad, because the Mohawk Reservation in New York, you have people on the New York side and the Canadian side who are relatives, and it's not as easy to cross as it used to be. So I want to give you a little background about the water song. It's kind of a humorous lesson on me, but laughter is a good medicine, you know. So I went to Canada, and we always got to Grandfather's a few days early so that we could visit and set up our camp, my Ojibwe brother, Eddie Three Bears, and I, and our sister Faye. And so I don't know why, I just was compelled to ask Louise, past Louise Tobacco, and say, please teach me the water song. I don't know the water song. And she says, okay, come on down the lake. And she said, watch something. I could make this water very unhappy. And she threw some tobacco in a beautiful, crystal clear lake. The water went like this. And she went, watch, I could ask this water to be very peaceful and calm. And right around us, it was like a looking glass. You could see stuff. And then she took some and she said, I can ask this water to be really happy. And she threw the tobacco, and little gentle waves and a pair of swans started to, and I was like, whoa, you know. So she says to me, so how do you sing the song? And I said, Louise, I just passed you tobacco. I don't know how to sing the song. She goes, no. She says, there's a specific way you need to sing this song. You better go back up to your tent and think about it. I'm like, oh boy, I only been here a day. I'm already in trouble here. So I go back up and I light my sage and my cedar and my sweetgrass, and now people are starting to pour into the camp because Dr. Emoto was coming from Japan with 20 people. If you've never read that little wonderful book, The Miracle of Water, please, I recommend that you read it, because the scientific studies that he did, and there's still people working with those things today. So I sat down and I lit my smudge, and I'm closing my eyes, I'm trying to focus, and I'm thinking about all the things about water. Well, our own body is largely water, right? And the earth's surrounded with water. We live in water till we're born, and our mother breaks her water before she brings us into the world. And I'm thinking, and like, well, how am I supposed to sing this song? Well, I heard children laugh, and I went, oh, I think I know how to sing this song. So I go back, and Grandfather always fed all the elders 3 meals a day and had a big elders kitchen set up with picnic tables underneath. My sister Faye and Louise were drinking coffee. Yes, we all love coffee. so she says, you're back pretty quick. So I said, I think we sing this song like a lullaby, the way we would sing it to our children. Because water has memory. Water has memory. So I know that you probably remember when maybe your grandmother sang to you, or your mother, or even your dad sometimes. The water remembers when we speak to it and sing to it in a good way. And so it's a simple song. Nibi Wabo simply means the same as Mini Wichoni. Water is life, water is sacred. And we usually sing it to each direction. The Algonquins would of course start in the east. My Lakota sisters and brothers would probably start in the west. I don't think the directions are going to fight with each other. It's all what tradition you're from. So we're going to learn the words, and it's simple. We're going to repeat them verbally first, and then we're going to add the tune to it. And you all look like you're ready to do this. So repeat after me. Nibi Wabo.
Nibi Wabo.
Endayan.
Endayan.
Aki Misqui.
Aki Misqui.
Nibi Wabo.
Nibi Wabo.
Okay, let's do it all together. Nibi Wabo. Endayan. Aki Misqui. Nibi Wabo. Okay, we're going to do it a few times. Just be glad that you're not my Lakota teacher who made us sit on the ground from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon to learn Pilamaye. I won't do that to you. I don't think. So, Nibi Wabo.
Nibi Wabo.
Endayan.
Endayan.
Aki Misqui.
Aki Misqui.
Nibi Wabo.
Nibi Wabo.
And then the chorus is simply Heya Heya.
Heya Heya.
Heya Hey.
Heya Hey.
Heya Heya.
Heya Heya.
Heya Hey.
Heya Hey.
So let's start to sing it. All of those who came with me, who know the song already, please help everybody, and maybe even we'll do the sticks in a bit. So, Nibi Wabo, Nibi Wabo, Endayan,
Endayan.
Aki Misqui,
Aki Misqui.
Nibi Wabo,
Nibi Wabo.
Heya Heya,
Heya Heya.
Heya Hey,
Heya Hey.
Heya Heya,
Heya Heya.
Heya Hey.
Heya Hey.
Okay, let's try and put the whole thing together now. Nibi Wabo, Endayan, Aki Misqui, Nibi Wabo, Heya Heya, Heya Hey, Heya Heya, Heya Hey. Perfect. You know, the men go, well, if the women are doing this, what are we supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be praying for the water too. It's the woman's song, but you men, we need your prayers for the water too. And we depend on you to protect us while we're doing this ceremony. We work balance. Balance in life is everything. If the men aren't supporting it, if the women aren't supporting what the men are doing, and that's what the dominant society has lost balance. Well, we're going to pray it back. That's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to pray that our children's children. Is this your neighbors? Okay, we don't care. We're going to pray that your children and your children's grandchildren will all have pure and beautiful water. So as I said, it's not just enough anymore to facilitate to sing the song. I feel that every single woman needs to know how to facilitate the ceremony. And I would have loved to have gone to Canada, and I consulted with 2 of my peers because they tell me I'm not allowed to say my elders anymore. I'm one of them. I always feel like the elder on the cradle board. That's how I feel. So, yeah, but hold on. One of the ways is if you have a huge group like this, you would pass the tobacco and everybody would take a small amount. You don't have to take a big handful. And offer your prayer, and then someone would collect it and we would take it down to the water. The Abenaki way to do it, taught to me by beautiful Grandmother Nancy Andry, who's now in the spirit world, is that if you have a group of women with a body of water, and we did this the last time. Was anybody here when we did this the last time and we got drowned? You would go from the eldest woman or the elder in charge or the grandmother in charge to the very youngest. And I think the youngest we had the last time we here was 9 years old. And let me tell you, she was able to speak out. I asked her to say something and she just stepped right up. The kids are wonderful, you know, they like it. But so that's another way to facilitate the ceremony. A simple way that we can do it just to your plants even, or your garden, or, you know, I'm going to make you laugh in a minute because I have some realistic ideas about modern day life, and you know, you're trying to get the kids off to school and you're trying to get the commuter train and what have you, and you know, honestly, it doesn't take that long to sing this song 4 times and to give thanks and love and gratitude for the water, really. So my Cree sister Evelyn Commanda taught me this way, that you can start with a direction. Anybody know where east is here? I kind of thought that was east. Just by thanking the Creator. If you have plants at home that you're watering, water them that way. If you're pulling a glass of water to drink or even to brush your teeth, you know what? I've had times when I've had to be on an airplane or something and a little pressured for time. Forgive my back. Put my back to anybody. You know what? I don't think the Creator and the ancestors would be mad if you turned yourself around in the shower and sang the song. So, I'm not putting up with any excuses that you don't have time to sing the song. You have time to sing the song. And another way, the way it's done at a lot of gatherings up north and in the Medewan Lodge, when we're in the Medewan Lodge, you'll have women who will come through with vessels of water and a dipper. And people go, oh, it's unsanitary, they're all drinking from the same cup. I don't believe that Creator lets us get sick when we're doing things in a good and prayerful way. And we also have our own little wooden water bowl, so if you want it poured in your water bowl, you can have it poured into your water bowl. You're probably wondering why copper. All those Cree and all those Innu people and all those Anishinaabe and Mi'kmaq, they always got these copper pots and stuff. What's with the copper pots? We believe that copper helps purify your blood. So the ceremonial vessels are usually made of copper. And because we didn't want to be later than we already were, I didn't stop to get. I hate buying bottled water anyway. It really irks me to have to do that. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't have a choice. But if I had been able to do that, I would have had Sierra and Lori come around with the vessel of water. So those are 3 ways to do the ceremony. I've actually given you more because singing in the shower is a little unorthodox. Okay, don't get me, Grandpa, okay? But if that's the only way you have time to do it, do it that way. The water doesn't care. If you're lucky enough to come and pray with this water, we all know of bodies of water that need prayer. Every body of water right now needs our prayer. And every body of water has memory. Every body of water will remember those prayers. And I encourage you moms, teach your little girls to sing this song. Grow up with this song. Make it just, become so automatic every day when you start to do it for a while. And, it just becomes a part of your life. I'm going to ask Lori to go around with the tobacco, and each person just take a small amount. I think I have more tobacco if we should run out. Starting with Grandmother Clara here, please, and let everybody take some tobacco to do a prayer for the water. Men and women. Women, Yes. Yes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give everyone some tobacco to do your prayer, and then Lori will come back after she's gone the whole circle and collect the tobacco. And since it's Grandmother Clara's territory, I'm going to ask her to go down and gift our prayers into the water. It's important. Yes, I want the men to have tobacco so they can put a prayer for the water too, of course. We need our men. Jacob Wawadi, how many of you have access to YouTube? There's a beautiful teachings called the Turtle Island Teachings on YouTube by Jacob Wawati, and it's in two parts. I highly recommend that you watch those teachings. They're very, very beautiful teachings. So, I'm just a little ant crawling on the ground with a small piece to give you. But have you ever really watched a colony of ants? An ant will carry a leaf that's 3 times his size. And where is he going with that leaf? He's going back to his community for the good of his community with that week. You know what? I don't have any problem with being an aunt and loving my sisters and brothers and trying to bring something back for my community. I don't have to, you know, we all want to fly with an eagle. And when I was 6 years old in a dream, I did. There's nothing wrong with a little ant that's crawling along, very focused on what he's supposed to be doing for the good of his community. And that's why it's so important to be allies in this camp, to support this camp, the harassment this camp is going through. There are camps cropping up all over my... I said it in the TV last time I was here. I said I want to see camps everywhere. We'll bankrupt the buggers because that's their God and that's the only thing they understand is money. It's not our God. This is our God. This land, these trees, that water, the animals and the birds and even the creepy crawling ones. Mosquitoes love me. They have the feast of the... And I want to tell you, in Canada, the mosquitoes are the sizes of B-52 bombers. So, you know, I'm going to be silent for a little so that you can focus on your prayer that you want to say for the water. Can afford a beautiful drum. I'm fortunate I was gifted a really nice drum. Lots of times when we sing this song, the women will just go out in the forest and get some sticks. And they'll beat, while let's say I was doing the bottle of water in the middle, they'll do the sticks. So I'm going to sing the song with the sticks for you. Hello. Have a nice trip. You know, we always want to give our friends a gift, and I wanted to take a gift to my Canadian relatives for my Canadian birthday party. And I was like, what could I bring? What could I bring? And men love bandanas, so I brought the men bandanas. And I got the idea to make water sticks and had somebody take me to Home Depot and get these dowels because they didn't have time and it was still kind of cold to go out in the woods and get. And for me, you could do any colors you wanted. The purple represents healing. The blue represents Father Sky. These are Lakota colors, not my Meday Lodge colors, but these, I honor my Lakota teachers. I love them very much. So black is the west, red is the north, yellow is the east, white is the south, and the green, of course, is for Mother Earth. So there's just a little idea for you. I don't care if you steal my idea, that's perfectly fine. And you could make yourself a pair of water sticks. It's kind of nice to beat it out sometime. And, you know, once you know the song and you know some basic ceremonies now, you can do, there's all kinds of varieties of things you can do. Must be a busy day at North today. I'm not complaining. I really enjoyed flying to Florida. Okay, Clara has. You can start collecting it back now. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, you know, I can't stress enough the importance of singing to the water every day. And Creator gives us so much. I think it's a very small thing to thank Him every day for giving us the water. Because our food won't grow, our animals that we eat won't exist, the birds would stop singing, and this is a critical situation. I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. I wish we could take it out to the dominant society. And that's sort of what I'm asking you to do. Each of you has to have at least one friend that you'd like to teach that water song. And that's basically all I'm asking you to do is to take that water song out and get it spread out. You know, some of us don't always have the money to go to big gatherings. I've wept at many gatherings that I couldn't go to. For so many years I was asked to go to the Dakotas for Sundance, and I simply didn't have the wherewithal to do it. So suppose you have a friend who's in a wheelchair and can't get to the gatherings, share the song with that person. Perhaps, you know, take it into a nursing home. And I think some of the old grandmas in there would love to hear a water song. You're all inventive. Creator gave you all good minds, good hearts. I know you have good hearts because you're here. Because you're here with us. Yes. Oh dear. Okay.
Somebody that's here has to leave and there's a car blocking their way. The car that's blocking their way is a Silva Elantra, license plate GWU 9827.
It's me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let's all pray for our sister or brother who's been, you know, having some discomfort. Pray for healing for that person. Let's get that person where they need to go as quickly as possible. So,
It's only about a quarter.
okay, all right, fine. So they'll have to keep listening to the old Gabby woman. I'm going to, we always, you know, go clockwise, unless we're Australians or Mohawk. Love my Mohawk. I have Mohawk sister who I really love, so that was not an insult, it was a fun. And one thing about Native people, with all they've been through, they've never ever forgotten how to laugh. You know, and the person you probably laugh at the most is yourself. So, are there any questions? I'll get Janet to field from, I don't have the world's best eyesight, but so if there are questions, I'll ask Janet to.
Can you tell me the name of the YouTube person I'm looking for?
Yes. The video is called Turtle Island Teachings by Jacob Wawate.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Please watch them. I think you'll love it. Yes.
Can men teach women the water song?
No. You can put it, I'd let you put it on your cell phone though, if you have one. We don't do the fire because that's the men's thing, and the men don't do our water song, even though they support us, and you know, we need you men. I'm so honored to see men here, because if the men, it's like Moon Lodge. I get so many questions about Moon Lodge from the men. How can you expect the men to support something that they have never been exposed to or don't understand? Am I going to sit there and teach the men, you know, some of the sacred songs and stuff from Moon Lodge? No, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to explain why we have a Moon Lodge and, you know, why the women need this and what have you. Because once the men understand it, they support it, you know? That's why, oh, I'm going to sing another song. You know, in the old days, when the men were going out to hunt, and, you know, I think Janet did a whole thing before I came about women in the drum. But it was not uncommon for the women to sing the men out of camp and then sing them back in. And this is an Anishinaabe strong woman song. It would have been one of the songs. And it's also to encourage us women to be motivated and, you know, brave and courageous and what have you. So it goes, way-ho, way, hey-yo, hey-yo, way-yo, way, hey-yo, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-hi-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-hi-yo. And usually the women would do it in a round. It's a lot of fun when you do it in a round, so it'd be way-oh, way, hey-yo, hey-yo, way-yo, way, hey-yo, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-hi-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-oh, hey-yo, way-hi-yo. You know, the ancestors had songs for everything. And I just had this discussion last month with 5 very, very venerable elders and with some allies. We women need to sing. We need to sing and dance. And I don't care if you do it, you know, in the kitchen, whatever. And when there's a group of us, we need to sing. We need to sing the old songs. We need to sing the songs that are going to give us courage. There's another strong woman song, and it goes like this. When I was younger, they all told me I was wrong to be strong, but now I'm older, and I tell them I've been giving away my power for too long, and I'm taking it back, 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 I'm taking it back, 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 I'm taking it back, 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 because I can, because it's mine. You get a group of lady singing that. You're going to be up and
Please, one more round so we can learn it.
Forgive my voice. I just came back from Florida, and my voice is not as stellar as I'd like it to be, but I'll do it again. When we can all do this. When I was younger, they all told me I was wrong to be strong.
I was wrong to be strong.
Wrong to be strong.
Wrong to be strong.
But now I'm older. And I tell them. I've been giving away my power. For too long. And I'm taking it back. Back. Because I can. Because it's mine. All right, let's do it from the top. When I was younger, they all told me I was wrong to be strong. Wrong to be strong, but now I'm older. And I tell them I've been giving away my power for too long. And I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. Because I can. Because it's mine. Yeah, so, we need to sing, we need to dance, we need to really be sisters for each other, and not be jealous of when my friends have something good happen to them. I'm so happy about them having good success or meeting the right person or whatever, and you're much happier when you do that, let me tell you. I'd like us all to stand now so that Grandmother can go down and put our prayers in the water. Forgive my dad. Let's sing as she does it. Okay. I'm going to ask all of the men to come into the center of the circle, please.
I realized there's so many.
I know, make a lot of facing inside. Victoria Island where Teresa's fence was on the Humboldt site. Because Victoria Island in Canada on the Ottawa River is a very sacred spot where all the medicine people gather each summer, and they want to put condos on Victoria. And so there was a few years ago a big encampment there, and Teresa's fence was starving herself with Louise was going out to do the sunrise kite area. And I was up in Canada, in Ontario, doing some teaching. You know how daunting it is to have your elder watching you? And she seemed happy with the way I was doing it. And she said, I need to teach you a ceremony. She said, you're going to need to use these ceremonies a lot. She said, because a lot of our men, their hearts are on the ground. And we can't let our men's hearts be on the ground. So are we waiting for some of the women? Are they coming? I just want to wait for the others to get here. Oh wait, are those Clara's? No, those are yours. Okay. You put them in. Yeah, I would like all the men. All right. All right, I'd like you to do a tighter circle, get in and make a small circle. All of you can make a small circle. All of you women, come forward and make an outer circle. And just around the men. This ceremony is an important ceremony for you all to learn. I want you all to place your hands on our men, our warriors. Kimani Tum Thomas, with Great Spirit Grandfather. Thank you for these men. They're our protectors. They'll never let anything happen to us. They stand as true warriors, protecting the women and the children through horrific odds, harassment, and what have you. But they stand strong because they are the embodiment. Warrior is not about being macho. Warrior is about doing for the people. And these men here, standing here, these men who stayed in all winter in this camp, the people who've been fighting for native rights for many, many years. I see one standing right here. We need them, we love them. So you need to go up and hug these men and tell them that you love them. Put your arms around them and give them a big grandma hug. Oh, thank you. We say Chimigwen.
I think she was serious about the hug. Right?
I felt the hugs.
Thank you.
Would you like a hug?
Absolutely. I try to give as many of those as I can too. They work.
Thank you. Thank you.